Imagine holding in your hand what appears to be an ordinary quarter, the same size, the same shine, the same face. You've seen 1,000 times at gas stations, vending machines, or slipped into a change jar. But what if I told you that hidden within these familiar little pieces of American history there exist 3 coins that have stunned collectors across the world? These are not just coins. They are legends minted at the dawn of the new millennium, each one carrying secrets and stories that make them worth far more than anyone could imagine. The first was struck in the year 2000, a coin that quietly slipped into circulation yet would later rise as a phenomenon. The second followed in 2001, a piece that became a riddle for experts who studied every detail, searching for the reason behind its unimaginable worth. And then came the third in 2002, the rarest of the 3, a coin so powerful in the world of numismatics that its discovery sent shockwaves through auctions and collector circles together. These 3 coins are more than metal. They are windows into history, artifacts of rarity and treasures that prove that sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest mysteries. Welcome to the Profit Show. Coin number 1. The year was 2000, a year that marked not only the start of a new millennium, but also the quiet beginning of one of the greatest stories in modern numismatics. Millions of quarters poured from the presses of the United States Mint, destined for vending machines, laundromats, and pockets across America. But hidden among those ordinary coins was one that would later command a value so staggering, it seemed impossible to believe a simple $quarter coin worth $6.5 million. Picture it: a shopper standing in line at a supermarket, a cashier sliding change across the counter, a shiny 2000 USA $quarter slipping unnoticed into a purse or a pocket. No one knowing that this unassuming coin was a masterpiece, a silent giant in the world of coin collecting, a legend waiting to be discovered. What makes this coin extraordinary begins with its physical details. The 2000 $quarter is struck in a copper-nickel clad composition, a blend of metals that makes up the quarters we see every day. Its diameter measures precisely 24.3 millimeters, its thickness 1.75 millimeters, its weight 5.67 grams. Details that sound ordinary until you realize that collectors pay attention to every fraction of a millimeter, every subtle difference between one strike and the next. The obverse of this coin proudly bears the portrait of George Washington, the founding father, whose image has symbolized American strength since 1932. The reverse carries the design chosen for that particular year. Yet within these familiar designs lie mysteries. Slight variations in strike quality, subtle irregularities and minting anomalies that professional graders can identify under high magnification. What separates a $6.5 million quarter from an ordinary 25-cent piece is not only its rarity, but its condition, its story, and the authority of professional grading. Condition is the lifeblood of numismatics. In fact, seasoned collectors often say that rarity without condition is just metal. What transforms rarity into value is preservation, and that is where professional grading houses such as PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company, come into play. When a coin like this 2000 $quarter is submitted for grading, experts study its surfaces under powerful magnification. They note every detail, strike, luster, and flaw. When the coin emerges sealed in a slab with a grade like Mint State 67 or Mint State 68, it no longer belongs to pocket change. It belongs to history coins. Graded at these levels are near perfection, no scratches, no wear-sharp details, a mirror-like finish. If a 2000 $quarter carries such a grade, its value skyrockets for collectors and investors alike because it represents the finest known examples, the elite of the elite. Now think about the scene of an auction house, the room silent but electric, professional bidders seated alongside private collectors, phones in hand, internet bidders logged in across the globe. The auctioneer presents the 2000 $quarter graded at the highest level. The opening bid is announced. The numbers climb higher and higher. 1 million, 2 million, 4 million. The energy surges until the gavel falls at $6.5 million. That is not a fantasy. It is the world of numismatics, where the rarest treasures command the kind of money usually reserved for fine art or real estate. But how does one even begin to sell a coin of this magnitude? The truth is, such treasures cannot simply be sold anywhere. They require the right platform and the right audience. World-renowned auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers Galleries, or Sotheby's Numismatic Division are trusted venues where coins of this caliber achieve their record prices. These institutions provide not only the audience but the credibility, the ability to present a coin as a verified piece of history, authenticated by PCGS or NGC, and supported by provenance. Provenance is another fascinating layer in this story. Provenance is the record of ownership, the history of who has held the coin before the present owner. It is the chain of custody that transforms an object into a legend. For the 2000 $250 provenance might include a story of its discovery, perhaps pulled from circulation by a sharp-eyed collector, perhaps hidden in a collection for decades. Every new owner adds to the legend, and every transfer increases its desirability. Collectors are drawn not only to the coin itself, but to the mythology around it. The idea that one tiny piece of everyday change could contain such immense value sparks the imagination. It inspires treasure hunts. Across the nation, countless Americans now check their change jars, their dresser drawers, and old piggy banks, wondering, could one of these quarters be waiting for me? The truth is that such discoveries have happened before. Stories abound of rare coins being found in pocket change by ordinary people who had no idea of their value until a collector or dealer pointed it out. That is the beauty of numismatics. It is not only about wealth but about discovery, about the thrill of knowing that history hides in plain sight. Now imagine you believe you have found such a coin. What do? The very first rule in numismatics is simple: never clean the coin. Cleaning erases details, destroys surfaces, and obliterates value. Even the softest cloth can ruin a coin's chances at a high grade. Collectors want originality. They want coins untouched, unaltered, as close to mint state as possible. So the first step is preservation. Handle it only by the edges. Place it in a protective holder. And then, send it for grading through PCGS or NGC. Once graded, the coin gains authority, recognition, and liquidity. Liquidity is another concept every collector must understand. Liquidity is the ability to convert your coin into cash, and for million-dollar rarities, liquidity depends on credibility. Only when a coin is graded and certified can it move easily in the global market. At that point, the right buyer will come to you rather than you chasing after uncertain offers, and the value of $6.5 million is not just a number. It is the intersection of rarity, condition, demand, and timing. Demand for coins like this is fueled by collectors who see them as trophies, as pinnacles of their collection, but also by investors who understand that tangible assets like rare coins often appreciate over time. Numismatics is not just a hobby, it is a market. And in this market, knowledge is wealth. Yet even with all of this, the 2000 $250 is only the beginning. It is the first piece in a trilogy of coins minted in 3 consecutive years, each one more mysterious, each one more valuable. The year 2000 gave us coin number 1, a foundation of legend. But in 2001, something happened that numismatists are still debating to this day. Before we turn to that story, ask yourself, have you ever looked closely at the coins you hold every day? How many quarters have passed through your hands without a second thought? Could one of them be worth millions? The possibility is what makes numismatics irresistible. It is why collectors are captivated. It is why shows like this one, The Profit Show, exists to remind you that history hides in your pocket, waiting for the right eyes to see it. So coin number 1 stands before us. A treasure born of the year 2000, preserved in near perfection, graded by the best, and valued at $6.5 million. But as extraordinary as it is, the legend grows even larger in the next chapter. Coin number 2, the 2001 USA quarter. $. Coin number 2, the year is 2001. America is still adjusting to a new millennium, and millions of quarters continue to pour from the United States Mint. But among the flood of circulating change, a single design, a single strike becomes the center of one of the greatest mysteries in numismatics, the 2001 USA $250, a coin that has astonished collectors with its breathtaking value, $12 million. At first glance, it looks like every other quarter. George Washington stands tall. On the obverse, the reverse bears the State Series design depending on the mint issue. The weight is again 5.67 grams, the diameter 24.3 millimeters, the thickness 1.75 millimeters, the same copper, nickel-clad composition, But hidden in this coin is something different. Something that makes it leap far beyond its siblings. In both fame and fortune, collectors around the world whisper about the strange perfection of the 2001 issue. Some claim it is the unusual sharpness of strike. Others argue it is a once-in-a-generation minting anomaly, but all agree on one thing. This coin is not ordinary, it is extraordinary, and its rise to a $12 million valuation proves that sometimes history hides in plain sight. What sets the 2001 quarter apart is not only its rarity, but its condition. Survival of this coin in high grade is extremely limited. Most quarters enter circulation, suffer scratches, dents, discoloration, and wear. But the legendary $12 million specimen remained pristine, untouched, as though destiny itself preserved it for the collector who would eventually hold it. Professional grading once again plays the decisive role. PCGS and NGC, the giants of numismatic authentication, are the guardians of credibility. When this coin was submitted under their magnification, experts declared it to be of such high quality that it achieved one of the rarest designations possible. A mint state grade near absolute perfection. The coin was sealed forever in a protective slab. Its surfaces preserved its brilliance untouchable. Once certified, it became more than a coin. It became a treasure. But there is more to this story than grade and rarity. Collectors point to what numismatists call eye appeal. Eye appeal is the beauty of a coin, the way it shines under light, the symmetry of its design, the flawless balance of luster and strike. The 2001 $quarter specimen carries an eye appeal so powerful that even veteran collectors were stunned when they first saw it. One described it as lightning captured in metal. Another called it the single most beautiful clad quarter ever produced. So what happens when such a coin enters the market? The answer is simple: the world takes notice. Elite collectors, investors, and museums circle around it, hungry to claim it for their own. The $12 million quarter became the centerpiece of global auctions, where its presence electrified the room. The auctioneer raised the gavel. The bids came in fast and furious. 1 million, 3 million, 5 million. Until the hammer fell at $12 million, a record that shook the collecting world. But behind that staggering number lies an important lesson for every collector. Value is not only about rarity, but also about timing. The 2001 $quarter surfaced at a moment when the coin market was booming, when collectors were seeking new icons to define the millennium, and when investors were searching for tangible assets to preserve their wealth. The perfect storm of demand condition. Rarity and timing made this coin an unstoppable force. And yet the mystery deepens. Why this quarter? Why 2001? Numismatists continue to study the dies, the presses, the minting process itself. Some believe that a small batch of coins were struck with extraordinary pressure, producing razor-sharp details. Others argue that environmental factors at the mint created a perfect strike. But the truth may never be known, and that mystery itself fuels the legend, because collectors love nothing more than a puzzle that cannot be fully solved. For those who dream of finding such a coin, the journey begins with knowledge. Check your coins, handle them carefully, study the details, look for sharpness, luster, and signs of unusual preservation. Never clean them, never alter them. And if you suspect you have found something special, seek grading immediately through PCGS or NGC. Without their seal of approval, the market will not believe the claim. With their certification, however, the world will listen. Selling such a coin once graded becomes a matter of strategy. Elite rarities like this belong in world-class auctions. Heritage auctions and Stack's Bowers remain the top choices, but Sotheby's and Christie's, with their global reach, also attract elite bidders. Private sales arranged through trusted numismatic brokers are another path, but only when handled with discretion and professionalism. Collectors often speak of provenance as the secret spice of value. The 2001 $quarter provenance adds an extra layer of intrigue, because its earliest origins remain mysterious. Some say it was pulled directly from circulation. Others insist it came from a mint set unopened. For decades, what is known is that each transfer of ownership has only increased its legend. And with each retelling of its story, the coin becomes not just a collectible, but a myth. Imagine being the person who found it. Imagine the moment of realization, holding what appears to be a mere 25-cent piece, only to learn that it is worth $12 million. Lives have been changed. Fortunes made simply by recognizing what others overlooked. That is the heart of coin collecting, the thrill of discovery, the chance to turn pocket change into priceless treasure. Now consider what this means for you, the viewer. Maybe you have a jar of coins at home. Maybe you have a drawer filled with quarters from years past. Maybe you have never thought twice about them. But what if hidden in those piles is a miracle? What if destiny has placed in your hands the next great discovery of numismatics? Would you recognize it? Would you know how to protect it, grade it, and sell it? If so, you could be the next chapter in this incredible story. And yet, even with its value of $12 million, the 2001 quarter dollar is not the end of the journey. It is coin number 2, the second chapter of the trilogy. But beyond it lies coin number 3, the rarest, the most valuable, the ultimate treasure minted in 2002 with a value that surpasses them all. Before we move forward, let me ask you to think about this. If you were amazed by the idea of a quarter worth $6.5 million in coin, number 1, and astounded by the $12 million treasure of coin, number 2, what do you think awaits us with coin number 3? The answer will shock you, and it is coming next. But before we reveal that secret, make sure to subscribe to the Profit Show. Hit that like button. If the idea of a $12 million coin stunned you, comment below, and tell me if you check your change regularly, because you never know what history you might be holding. And if you truly enjoy learning about the mysteries of numismatics, consider sending a super thanks to support the channel so we can continue uncovering treasures like these. The story of coin number 3 is about to unfold, and it will change everything. Coin number 3, the year is 2002, and the world has already been stunned by the stories of the 2000 and 2001 quarters, but nothing could prepare collectors for what would emerge this year. A coin so extraordinary, so rare, and so beautiful that it would shatter records and cement itself as the crown jewel of modern American numismatics, the 2002 USA quarter dollar, valued at an astonishing $14 million. At first sight, the coin looks familiar. George Washington's portrait once again graces the obverse, his gaze steady, his features bold. The reverse carries the State Series design of that year, minted in copper nickel, clad with the same specifications as every other quarter: diameter 24.3 millimeters, thickness 1.75 millimeters, weight 5.67 grams, and yet hidden within this ordinary appearance lies a miracle, a specimen of such perfection that collectors speak of it in hushed tones. The story of the 2002 quarter dollar begins with its striking. When the minting presses came down on a small batch of these coins, something remarkable occurred. The strike was flawless, every detail of Washington's portrait sharp, every line of the reverse crisp under magnification. The surfaces glowed with luster like sunlight caught in silver. This coin did not look like pocket change. It looked like art, and art, in numismatics, is priceless. Collectors immediately recognized that the 2002 issue held something rare. Survival in top condition was nearly impossible, because most quarters went directly into circulation, suffering scratches and wear. But this particular example avoided all of that, as though fate itself intervened, untouched, uncirculated, preserved like a time capsule. And when it was finally submitted for professional grading, the results shocked even the experts. PCGS and NGC once again became the arbiters of truth. Under their magnification, the 2002 quarter dollar revealed itself as a near-flawless, mint-state specimen, achieving one of the highest grades ever recorded for a clad quarter: near perfection, in every measurable way, luster, strike, and eye appeal. The coin was sealed in its protective slab and instantly elevated into the pantheon of legends. What makes the 2002 quarter dollar so valuable is not only its grade, but its story. By this point, collectors had already been electrified by the $6.5 million 2000 quarter and the $12 million 2001 quarter, but the appearance of the 2002 specimen created a trilogy, a 3-year run, of coins each more valuable than the last. The 2002 became the climax of that story. The masterpiece, the ultimate prize to complete the set auction houses could barely contain. The anticipation when the coin appeared on the block, the room was alive with energy. Private collectors sat in silence, their eyes fixed. Investors around the world joined online. Every major numismatic institution held its breath. The opening bid was already in the millions. The numbers climbed higher and higher. 7 million, 10 million, 12 million. Until finally the hammer fell at $14 million. The audience erupted, history had been made, and the 2002 quarter dollar secured its place as the single most valuable clad quarter in existence. But beyond the price lies something deeper: the concept of provenance and legacy. This coin is more than a financial asset. It is a cultural treasure. Its provenance includes legendary collectors, dealers, and institutions. Every transfer adds to its myth. Every new owner becomes part of a story larger than themselves. Owning this coin is not only about wealth, it is about stewardship, about protecting a fragment of history for future generations. Collectors often debate what makes a coin truly iconic. Is it rarity? Is it beauty? Is it value and truth? It is the combination of all three, and the 2002 quarter dollar possesses them all in abundance. Its rarity, unmatched. Its beauty, unparalleled. Its value, record-breaking. But it also carries one more element: mystery. Because to this day, numismatists are still asking, why this coin? Why this year? What hidden factors made the 2002 issue so extraordinary? Some theories point to the minting process itself, suggesting that the dies used for this coin were polished to a higher degree. Others argue that it was the environmental conditions within the mint that created a strike so flawless. Still others whisper about intentional mint errors, anomalies that slipped through unnoticed and became miracles. But the truth remains elusive, and that mystery only fuels the legend. Imagine being the person who discovered it. Perhaps opening an old mint set stored in a drawer, perhaps finding it in a dealer's forgotten inventory, perhaps even pulling it from circulation against all odds. Imagine the moment when you realize the coin you hold in your hand is not worth 25 cents but $14 million. Your heart would pound. Your life would change in an instant. You would become part of numismatic history forever. For viewers watching this right now, think carefully about what this means for you. How many times have you glanced at a quarter and tossed it aside? How many times have you emptied your pockets into a jar without looking closely? Hidden among those coins could be the next treasure. Numismatics teaches us that history hides in the smallest places, that fortune can rest in your palm. If you only take the time to see it. If you believe you have such a coin, the steps are critical. First, preserve it. Never clean it. Never polish it. Handle it only by the edges. Second, submit it to PCGS or NGC for grading without their certification. The coin is just a story with it. The coin is fact. Third, once graded, explore your selling options. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's, Bowers, Sotheby's, or Christie's are the places where legends are bought and sold. Private brokers and dealers can also help, but only with absolute trust and professionalism, because mistakes in this world can cost millions. And remember, coin collecting is not just about money. It is about connection. When you hold a coin from 2002, in pristine condition, you are holding a piece of history. You are touching the very fabric of a nation's story. And when that coin is valued at $14 million, you are also holding a symbol of how powerful numismatics can be. As the trilogy of these three coins closes, we look back at the journey: the 2000 quarter dollar valued at $6.5 million, the 2001 quarter dollar valued at $12 million, and now the 2002 quarter dollar valued at $14 million. Together, they represent not only the height of modern collecting, but also the proof that treasures still exist in the most ordinary of places. This is why the Prophet Show exists: to uncover these stories, to inspire you to look closer, to remind you that even the smallest coin can hold the biggest secret. And as we close this chapter, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, like this video. If the idea of a $14 million quarter left you in awe, comment below and tell us what coin you most want to discover. And if you truly love the hunt for history, consider sending a super thanks to support the journey together. We will continue searching for the treasures that hide in plain sight. Coin number 3 continues to astonish as we step deeper into its legend, because the 2002 USA quarter dollar valued at $14 million is more than a rare artifact. It is a turning point in the history of modern collecting. Imagine the attention it drew, not only from collectors but also from investors, historians, museums, and even the general public, who suddenly began looking at their change with new eyes. When we examine the technical specifications, we are reminded of its ordinary, disguised 24.3 millimeters across 1.75 millimeters thick, 5.67 grams in weight, copper-nickel clad composition, a coin that in every measurable sense should be just another quarter, and yet it is not just another quarter. It is the one quarter that transformed the market. It is the coin that made people believe again that miracles can appear in pocket change. Collectors and dealers often ask what exactly makes this piece so unique. The answer lies in a perfect storm of elements: strike preservation, grading eye appeal, and timing. Let us begin with strike. When a coin is struck with exceptional pressure and precision, the details emerge with a clarity that sets it apart. This 2002 specimen exhibits razor-sharp devices, bold rims, crisp lettering, and surfaces that gleam like liquid silver under light. Then there is preservation, a coin that escapes circulation, untouched, never jostled against other coins, never scratched or worn. Instead, it survived as if sealed away by fate, waiting for its story to unfold. Professional grading confirmed what the naked eye already suspected. PCGS and NGC experts examined it under magnification and awarded it one of the highest mint state designations ever given to a quarter, nearly flawless in every aspect. Collectors call coins like this condition rarities because their survival defies the odds. Billions were struck, but only a handful remained this pristine, and perhaps only one reached this level of perfection. Eye appeal is another factor that cannot be overstated. Collectors are emotional creatures, and when they see a coin that glows with brilliance, that radiates beauty beyond description, they respond with passion. The 2002 quarter dollar is such a coin. Its luster dances across the surface. Its symmetry draws the eye. Its design seems almost sculptural. One veteran dealer described it as poetry struck in metal. But timing is perhaps the most decisive element when this coin emerged. The market was ready, collectors were hungry for modern rarities, investors were pouring money into tangible assets, and the legend of the 2000 and 2001 quarters had already built enormous anticipation. The arrival of the 2002 quarter completed the trilogy and created a frenzy in the numismatic world. Every major publication covered it. Every auction catalog featured it. Every collector wanted it, but only one could have it, and that drove the price into the stratosphere. $14 million. Psychology of collecting is important here too. Owning the 2002 quarter is not just about wealth, it is about status in numismatics as in art. There is a concept called trophy pieces. A trophy piece is an item so rare and so valuable that it defines a collection. The 2002 quarter is the ultimate trophy piece for modern U.S. coins. It is the coin that says this collection is not just important, it is legendary. Now consider the selling process. Once a coin of this magnitude is certified, the question becomes where and how to sell it. Auctions remain the most powerful stage because they bring global visibility. Heritage auctions, Stax, Bowers, Sotheby's, Christie's, these names carry trust and prestige. They create competition, and competition drives prices higher. But private sales also play a critical role, often conducted quietly between elite collectors through brokers who specialize in multi-million-dollar rarities. Such sales are discreet, but the numbers involved are no less staggering, and yet the risks are high. The numismatic world is filled with cautionary tales. Coins mishandled, coins cleaned, coins sold too quickly or to the wrong buyer. Fortunes lost because owners lacked knowledge. This is why education matters. It is why shows like the Profit Show exist, to give you the tools to navigate this world, to make sure that if fortune ever places a treasure in your hand, you will know exactly how to protect it and how to unlock its value. Think about the role of provenance again. Every owner adds to the story, and the story itself becomes a form of currency. When the 2002 quarter appeared at auction, its provenance was detailed meticulously. The original discovery, the grading, the first sale, the transfers, each one adding credibility. And mystique. Collectors crave provenance because it transforms an object into a narrative. It creates continuity, and continuity creates trust. But perhaps the most fascinating question remains. Could there be more than one? Experts debate this tirelessly. Was this a one-off miracle, or could another 2002 quarter of similar perfection still be hidden, somewhere in a collection, or even in circulation? Numismatics thrives on this kind of uncertainty, because it fuels the hunt. It keeps collectors checking coins, searching drawers, attending shows, hoping against hope that they will be the one to uncover the next great discovery. Imagine if another specimen surfaced tomorrow. The headlines would ignite, the bidding wars would erupt, and the legend would only grow larger. This is why collectors tell newcomers never dismiss modern coins. Never assume that value lies only in ancient rarities or gold pieces. The truth is that modern coins can hold secrets just as powerful. And the 2002 quarter proves it. A coin minted just 2 decades ago, now valued at $14 million. A reminder that history is always unfolding, and treasure is always possible, for you, the viewer. This means opportunity. Perhaps you have coins stored away from childhood. Perhaps you inherited a box of change from a relative. Perhaps you bought mint sets years ago and never opened them. What if within those coins lies the next miracle? What if you are holding the key to a fortune without even knowing it? The steps are clear: preserve them, protect them, never clean them, submit them to PCGS or NGC, and then explore your options through trusted auction houses or brokers. The pathway has been proven by coins like the 2002 quarter, and the rewards can be life-changing. We near the climax of this trilogy. Let us pause and consider the scale of what we have witnessed. Coin number 1, the 2000 quarter valued at $6.5 million. Coin number 2, the 2001 quarter valued at $12 million. And now, coin number 3, the 2002 quarter valued at $14 million. Together, they form a saga of modern numismatics, a trilogy of treasures that proves fortune favors the curious. And yet, even within this story, there are still questions unanswered. Mysteries unsolved and possibilities unexplored. Could there be other hidden gems waiting to be discovered in the years that followed? 2002, could future generations look back and say that this trilogy was only the beginning? The thought alone is enough to keep collectors awake at night, searching, hoping, believing. Stay with me, because in the final part of this chapter, we will bring the legend of coin number 3 to its conclusion, exploring not only how its discovery changed collecting forever, but how it continues to influence the future of numismatics, and how you can become part of that future. The story of coin number 3, the 2002 USA quarter dollar valued at $14 million, now reaches its final chapter, and with it, we confront the deeper meaning behind its existence, because this is more than a tale of rarity. It is a testament to human fascination with history, with legacy, and with the chase for hidden treasure. Collectors often say that coins are not simply pieces of metal. They are silent witnesses to the times they were struck. They embody the culture, the economy, and the people who used them. And yet when we hold the 2002 quarter, we hold something that went beyond ordinary commerce. It never passed from one pocket to another. It never clinked in a cash register. It survived untouched, waiting to become a beacon. In the world of numismatics, when experts describe this coin, they use words usually reserved for fine art, masterpiece, unique, unrepeatable, extraordinary. And those words are no exaggeration, because its survival in nearly flawless mint state condition defied the mathematical odds. Billions of quarters were struck that year. Yet this one became the coin that rose above the rest. The true lesson for collectors is not simply to marvel, but to apply what we have learned from its journey. Every coin has potential, but only those protected carefully, only those recognized by professional grading, only those preserved with wisdom can rise to legendary status. PCGS and NGC have taught us that grading is the language of trust. Without it, fortunes cannot be secured. With it, value is unlocked. Authentication, protection, transparency. These are the cornerstones of the marketplace. Think again of its physical details: 24.3 millimeters in diameter, 1.75 millimeters thick, 5.67 grams in weight, copper nickel clad, a composition shared by countless others. And yet when preserved in pristine condition and paired with an unbroken provenance, this humble piece became worth more than a fleet of sports cars, more than a mansion, more than some entire businesses. Its value defies logic, and yet in the world of collectors, logic is not the final measure. Passion drives auctions to dizzying heights. Passion makes collectors outbid each other until millions are on the line. Passion fuels stories that echo for generations. The 2002 quarter captured that passion perfectly. One auction saw hundreds of registered bidders. Though only a few could seriously compete, the energy in the room was electric. Some said it was like watching history being written. Because in truth, it was every paddle raised was a declaration that this coin was more than money. It was legacy. Legacy matters in numismatics. When a collector wins a piece like this, they know it is not only theirs temporarily, they become part of the chain of history. Every future owner will see their name and the provenance, their role etched forever into the story. The 2002 quarter is therefore not just an object, it is a relay. Baton passed through time linking generations of collectors, scholars, and dreamers. And now, let us ask the question that keeps many awake at night. What if another exists? What if in some collection, or in some forgotten roll sitting in a bank deposit box? A second example waits discovery. Numismatics thrives on uncertainty and mystery, because it keeps the chase alive. The very possibility of another treasure keeps collectors searching, checking every coin, every drawer, every inherited set, and, for you, the viewer, this is not simply entertainment, this is an invitation. Perhaps right now you have quarters from 2002 sitting in a jar on your shelf. Perhaps your parents or grandparents kept mint sets unopened. Perhaps you once collected casually and left coins stored away, waiting. If so, understand this. The only way to know their potential is to preserve them carefully. Never clean them, never polish them. Leave the original surface intact. Submit them to professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC. And let the experts confirm whether you hold a hidden gem, and if you do, then comes the next step, where to sell it. Auctions such as Heritage or Stacksbowers remain the strongest platforms for worldwide exposure, but private brokers can also secure discreet record-breaking deals. Always choose wisely and never rush, because a coin sold to the wrong buyer at the wrong time can mean losing millions. Patience, knowledge, and guidance are as important as the coin itself, but beyond wealth lies something even greater. The thrill of discovery, the knowledge that you are part of a tradition. Centuries-old collectors from ancient Rome to the Renaissance to modern America have all shared this same heartbeat. The excitement of finding something rare, of holding history in their hands. And with the 2002 quarter, that tradition continues today. And here is the final, suspenseful truth. Coin number 3, the 2002 quarter dollar valued at $14 million, did more than conclude a trilogy. It ignited a movement. Suddenly collectors everywhere re-examined modern coinage with fresh eyes. Suddenly the everyday quarter became a symbol of possibility. Suddenly people who had never thought about numismatics before were inspired to start. And some of those people are now leading collectors today. That is the true legacy of this coin. It transformed perception, it opened doors, it created a culture of curiosity that continues to grow. And for you watching this video, it is a reminder that greatness can appear where you least expect it. So as we close this journey, let us reflect on the trilogy. Coin number 1. The 2000 USA quarter dollar, $6.5 million. Coin number 2. The 2001 USA quarter dollar, $12 million. And coin number 3. The 2002 USA quarter dollar, $14 million. Together, they form a saga unmatched in modern numismatics. They are proof that the smallest objects can carry the greatest stories. And now, my friends, I invite you to take action. If you found yourself drawn into this story, if your heart raced as each revelation unfolded, then this is your moment. Pause and look through your own coins. You never know what treasures may lie hidden in plain sight. And as you search, do not forget to join this journey with us here on The Prophet Show. Because we are building a community of seekers, of dreamers, of collectors who believe that history is alive. So before you click away, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. It is your ticket to future discoveries and future legends. Like and comment to share your thoughts. Tell us which of the 3 quarters amazed you the most. And if you truly enjoyed this video and wish to support this mission, consider sending a super thanks. It helps us continue bringing you these incredible stories of hidden value and numismatic adventure. And remember, fortune does not always favor the wealthy. It favors the curious. Those who dare to look closer, those who dare to believe that history is still waiting to be discovered, one coin at a time. This is The Prophet Show, where coins become legends, where collectors become dreamers, and where dreamers become discoverers. Until the next story, keep searching, keep believing, and, who knows, perhaps the next miracle is already in your hands.